Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. All right, and welcome on in to InsideEdge Primetime. It looks a little bit different tonight because my normal co-host, it's been like a revolving door of co-hosts lately. I was on vacation last week. Eli was pretty much flying solo, but tonight Eli is out. So I have Autumn Chisholm with me. Autumn! I almost said good morning, Autumn. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's not morning at all. This is primetime. How could it be morning? Anyway, good evening, I guess, to you, Autumn. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys, if I could find our stuff here, head on over to the website. It's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You can read about all your favorite personalities like Autumn, like Eli, like Papa Moon, like Double A. Anybody you want to read about, you can. I mentioned on Illegal Formation the other day, if you're wondering if, what sign is TK? Does he like long walks on the beach? What does he, like those? That stuff's probably not going to be there. Okay. I don't know that it gets that in depth, but you can learn a little bit about your favorite personalities. So head over to the website. You can read about all of our partners, like Alley Rose Fragrances, right? W Energy, Fanatics, sportsmemorabilia.com. We've got Moss or Moments, and of course, Omega Video Marketing. Remember to like and subscribe at all of our socials. We are at InsideEdgeNet. We're on YouTube, we're on X, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're even on Twitch. And don't forget, you can download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. It can take us anywhere you go, anywhere you could conceivably think of to watch TV, whether it's on a TV, on a phone, on a tablet, a laptop, on a monitor from a fish finder. You could maybe try to work something out there. If you're tech savvy, you could do it there. You could do it on the boat. Anyway, just download the app and mess with us there. We're on Roku. That's pretty cool. Anyway, Autumn, good evening. How are you, Autumn? It's been a while, I feel like, since we've talked. I've been on vacation. What's been going on?
There's been so much. Just know I'm exhausted. I've been the most exhausted I've ever been. We'll get to that on my show. Literally, I have a topic of why am I so tired. But I'm exhausted today because I got up early because there was a big event here in Cleveland today.
Well, it must have been the party for LeBron's return. Wait, no, that's not a thing.
No,
that didn't happen.
No, unfortunately not.
No.
It is the unveiling. Okay, so I went to the unveiling of the Cleveland WNBA team. So I've been hearing, so I had heard the rumors that the name was going to be the Sirens. Yeah. Like, I heard it over the last couple of days, but I really thought that it probably was going to be the Sirens once I saw all the promo videos. And then once I saw that they went to the beach and they did the Hear the Call, and I'm like, it can only be Sirens. So first of all, I got there. Downtown, always terrible traffic, no matter what. Downtown Cleveland, terrible, horrible traffic. And they have made it 20 times worse. So I got down there and I saw like buses outside. I'm seeing like people like going to the arena. I'm thinking it's gonna be small.
Yeah.
Like, in the middle of like where they usually do it, in the middle of like the like arena.
Yeah.
No. So I go to park. I had to park on the way on the top because that's how many people was there. I walk out and the line was from when you walked out of the parking garage wrapped around.
Okay.
So I said, okay, this is crazy. Also, the sister of the daughter of a Cavaliers legend was behind me, and I had already I knew who she was, and I was like, she's excited. I'm excited. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So they had free refreshments for everybody. You can go get like free chips, free pop. Like they didn't let us go hungry.
Okay.
But they started
That's fair to people, right?
Yeah. So I don't think they anticipated as many people, and I don't think they anticipated how busy it was because they only had one entrance open originally. And then they had to open up the media entrance, and then they had to open up another entrance because of how busy it was.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's good that there's a lot of buzz. I think that's great.
Oh, it's a ton of buzz. And then people were showing up, of course, in the Cleveland WNBA gear. I saw some Rockers jerseys. I saw some Cavs jerseys. I saw a lot. I wore this shirt, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you got in there, you could just feel like it was different. Like, I will say this. It was probably the most well put together event I've ever seen. I used to work for the Cavs, so like I know how they put together events, and sometimes them events wouldn't be like the greatest. This was the most well put together event. Like it was like clear if you did the initial $28 payment, which I did. I will be getting season tickets for the Sirens. If you put down the initial like deposit, there was just a section for people who did the initial deposit.
Okay.
Then there's a section for people who were like media influencers. Then there was a section for like I think Layla Edwards, the Olympian, she was there with her mom. It was just a lot. It was literally half of the lower bowl was just everybody.
Okay. Did you, as far as like media influencers, did you see anyone that you recognized there? I mean, was there anyone?
Yeah, so it was pretty much every Cleveland-based influencer you could think of.
Okay.
Every single one you could think of.
Let's take a look at the logo while you continue to kind of tell. Here's the logo, the Cleveland Sirens.
So I think Serena came out first. She was talking everything up. Then Kobe and Nick came out and they were talking about how they've done all these focus groups and how they did everything. And then after, they were like, well, you guys want to know the name? And I'm like, of course. Now, mind you, I'm also on Twitter at the same time. And I don't understand why Cleveland.com did this. Cleveland.com fully spoiled everything before they could even make the announcement.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I saw the name and I was like, this is just like, I'm like, that's just mean. That's just mean. So they did the whole intro video. Also, the coolest thing, they had bubbles the entire time. So the bubbles, like, that were coming out of the water, like, were kind of in the air. And then they announced, of course, the name, did the whole promo video that they did online. And then they had the president of the Sirens come out. They had a former Rockers player and then 2 brand ambassadors on stage showing off the merch. And then they did a sort of there was no Q&As. I will say this. There was no Q&As, which I'm kind of glad. They just kind of explained why they chose the Sirens, why they wanted this. They made it very clear. They made this one thing very clear. We are not going to be the female Cavaliers. The Sirens are completely different than the Cavaliers.
That's fair, as they should be. I mean, I don't think
like so. The brands are completely different. The personnel completely different.
Yeah,
and I'm like finally, like because the Rockers were just like they were just the Cavs' little sister. Honestly, like I remember
it felt like Gordon Gunn's like other project. Like, oh well, I have this too.
Yeah,
they had a couple of decent seasons, but it didn't feel like that was ever the main attraction. It never felt like the Rockers were like the, they were just like I said, they were sort of like Gordon Gunn's like, hey, here are the Cavs. Look at and then there's this other team that I have over here too.
They were I remember when you see a Cavs tickets. Sometimes this is when I should tell you how old I am. Sometimes when you see a Cavs tickets before LeBron, they will also include Rockers tickets. And they would be like, here, 2 for 1, because the Rockers were so bad and they just really needed people at those games. So I've been to Cavs games and I've been to Rockers games. But they wanted to make sure that the Sirens were something completely different. So then I'm going to say the event started around like 10:40, ended around like 11:15. Right?
Okay.
Very quick.
Okay.
Everybody rushes over to the team shop. when I say it was pandemonium, it was pandemonium. Like, people were dropping hundreds of dollars. Now, I dropped $36. I got a hat.
Okay.
But hundreds of dollars. And you would have acted like this merch is never going to be on, like, you would act like this is not going to be merch that's not going to be available. You guys, I'm gonna take you behind the scenes.
All right.
Not only will it be available, they will readily stock it every single time it goes down.
They've got trucks en route to Cleveland as we speak. They're just bringing more merchandise in as they sell.
Literally, they bring. Okay, I'm gonna give you the behind the scenes because again, I've worked in the team shop, so I know. Before, like during the presentation, they were putting stuff out, right?
Okay.
They were making sure everything was prepared. They knew everybody was gonna bum rush in, and they have backups. So for all those people who are like buying $80 to $100 worth of stuff, y'all could wait. Y'all could have waited. You really could have.
But it's that thrill of saying, "Hey, look at this hoodie I got on day one." Right? This is I bought this hoodie basically before almost anybody knew that they were going to be the Sirens, even though everyone says they knew they were going to be the Sirens. Yeah, I'm looking at the website and it's really cool. The intro video was cool. I thought that was cool. I saw that on X today. Just some of the stuff. If you go to the website, it's WNBAcleveland.com. And you can look at it's really cool. They have like an interactive part of the logo. You can click on so many points of the logo and they kind of tell you like what design elements went into certain parts of the logo. There's things hidden in there that maybe you wouldn't even see until you read the description. It's really pretty cool. It's really well thought out. I mean, I'm not surprised that it was a good event because the whole rollout, honestly, Autumn, is pretty impressive to me.
Honestly, I think they did a fantastic job. I think anyone who ever wants to do a team rollout, whether it be name, like brand, anything, should look at this and say, this is what you need to follow. They had the female face of the team's media as the person presenting. They had the basketball ops presenting, and then the rest of the conversation was controlled by the president of basketball operations. And they included the community, and they included former Rockers players, because I think there was at least like 4 or 5 of them there as well. Okay. So it wasn't like this is like a whole separate entity. We're going to forget the Rockers. No, the Rockers are completely ingrained in it. They're in the promo video. They were there at the event. Like, they're not forgetting that this team existed. They're just like saying, hey, we're trying to build a new legacy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they're not going to become a side note, right? Like, that would be really sad. I mean, they were around 6 or 7, I think 7 seasons, the Rockers were. And like I said, they had a couple of pretty good years. I mean, they early on, it was just the WNBA semifinals. They lost to Phoenix, I think, in 1998, the semifinals. I'm looking at the list now, actually. And then they lost in the conference semifinals a couple of times. Lost in the conference finals to New York in 2000. So, I mean, they had a couple of pretty good teams. They had nice little, deep playoff runs. And then, I don't know, I'm sure it was a financial issue. I'm not sure exactly what happened or why Gordon Gunn stopped, operating the team. But they suddenly folded in 2003. And I think they announced it in October. That that's it. No more Rockers. That's we're all done now.
Yes, it was because he sold the Cavs. Once he sold the Cavs, I don't think Dan Gilbert was like planning to bring them back.
Yeah,
because at that point, were they profitable? Probably not.
Yeah. Well, 23 years later, here we are. Cleveland has a WNBA franchise again. They won't start playing until 2028, right, Autumn?
Yeah. So it won't be So again, it'll be literally 25 years later after the folding of the team in 2028, technically after the 31st anniversary of Cleveland in having a basketball team, which is crazy. Wow. But honestly, I'm glad it's not next year, because to me, it would have felt rushed. Everything would have felt rushed. Everything would have felt rushed.
Yeah, I think you got to give it some time. Did they? I know that they have a lot of people in place. They have a president of basketball operations. They have those positions in place. Do we have any idea who the head coach is going to be? I mean, is that even like when did they start thinking about that? Really?
I think they're probably going to start thinking about that after next season, because I think Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo this year didn't hire their coaches until after last season. And like it was a typical like see who gets fired, and whoever gets fired, then you'll get hired. I honestly would love them to go after like a Teresa Weatherspoon. She was the coach of the Sky. She did really, really well. Or just like any female coach, because male coaches in the WNBA suck. I'm sorry, guys. They do. They suck so bad. The women, great.
Okay.
I don't know. We got a year and a half to really think about what the coaching situation is going to be, who they're going to go after in free agency, who they're going to draft, because there's going to be another expansion draft because we know the Houston Comets are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have multiple expansion drafts, and the Cavs are not even like the tip of not the Cavs. The Sirens are not even the tip of the iceberg. So you got Detroit coming back.
Yeah.
You got Philly coming back. The Connecticut Sun are turning into the Houston Comets. There may be a Miami team coming back. Like, there's so much happening over the next couple of years for the WNBA.
So how many teams does this give the W? It's going to be 16 when they start playing in 2028, right? They'll have 16 teams. Is that where I'm at, or am I wrong on that?
I think so.
18 teams, I think.
It's around 16 to 18 because I know it's going to be close to 20.
Okay.
I know they probably want to get it back up to 30.
Yeah.
Because I will say this, the WNBA has one of the most convoluted team situations, and like they have little to no players. Yeah. And that's why you see like great players get cut after like a year or two in the league because they have like no roster spots whatsoever.
Right. I don't know the name, but someone in the past WNBA draft was picked 16th overall and then cut basically before the season.
It was Haley Van Lith. She was picked up by the Sky. She was picked by the Sky, played a year for them, then was cut this past offseason. Then she went to Connecticut, was fantastic in Connecticut, then got cut, then got like it's like she's been all over the place, but I think she'll eventually will find a place. But it's just that's how the WNBA goes.
Yeah.
They have so little roster spots that like people get cut all the time.
And I guess in that way it kind of sort of mirrors the NBA, because I've talked about it before, and I think I've talked about it with you on shows with you. In the NBA, it's wild. You can have like the 5th overall pick will just stay overseas and not report and not sign and never. It's almost like, well, we knew that was going to happen. That's why we picked him. And I'm like, wait, you're okay. So you couldn't have found a player to put on the floor, and it's weird, right? Like you'll see that happen all the time. So when I read that, I was shocked, and I was like, I don't know why I'm shocked. I mean, the 12th overall pick in the NBA, it wouldn't surprise me if they were cut within a year or two, really. Because if you don't find that talent within the top 5 to 7 picks, I don't know. It's kind of a crapshoot in the NBA sometimes. So I think that kind of mirrors the NBA a little bit.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's way stupider though, because at least the NBA, you have like a bench, right? You have like a deep bench, right? Yeah. And then you'll have like on the bench, you'll have like a couple guys who are like two ways. The WNBA doesn't even have that. They don't even have that. They just have a starting 5, maybe a couple bench players. If you are not a part of the 10 players that they need on that floor at any point in time, them other 3 is slim pickings out here.
That's it. All right. That's fair enough. Let's bring the logo up one more time before we go to break. We are going to take a break.
Oh, yes. I want to tell you. Okay. So you see the tail?
Yes.
So that's the C.
Okay. Yes.
And then leading up to the L is right next to it. And then the S is the curve at the top.
Yeah. I thought that was so cool. And they hid CLE in there. Again, you can go to WNBAcleveland.com and you can read about all this stuff. They have all these, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and they have little points on the logos that you can click on, and it gives you a description. And it was really cool. I didn't even notice the CLE today. I was looking at I'm like, wait a minute, that does say CLE. I thought it was really cool. Again, a great product rollout, to be honest with you. If this is, listen, if you're going to do it, this is the way to do it. Like you said, right?
Yeah.
I'm proud of Cleveland. I think they pulled this off. This is great.
Yeah, no, for real. Every team should look at what not the Cavs. Well, technically the Cavs. It's technically Rocket Group / the Cavs. They should look at what they did for this rollout and how like they built it up, the anticipation, and like just went out to the community. Also, they gave like a generous donation to like a public school as well. So they made sure that everyone was included.
Right. Even got some, we've got approval from the comments. Little Tiny Poodle says, whoa, that's actually pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I mean, it's cool. I thought the whole video and just the feel of it, everything was pretty cool. But you know what? I'm going to leave this up. We're going to go to break. Well, I won't leave it up through the break, but you know what? I'm going to leave it on. We'll show it again later. We'll show it throughout the show at random times. And when you see the Sirens logo, if you comment, you can win a digital high five. I'll just give you a high five over the camera. Whatever. We don't have prizes. It's fine, but that's all right. Let's go to break. Like I said, we'll be back in about 3.5 minutes. When we come back, Eli and I sat down with WKYC meteorologist Matt Wintz today, and we kind of reflected on what was a wild July weather-wise and just atmospheric conditions, the air quality index, all that stuff was crazy. So we talked with him about that a little bit. Looked forward to August, and we may have even talked some sports with Matt. So when we come back, we'll have that interview for you. And then after that, we'll, of course, go to break, and we'll be back to wind up this episode of Primetime with another edition of Tuesday Top 5. I'm excited. I can't wait to tell you guys what the topic is. I can't wait to maybe get yelled at by Autumn. You never know. She might agree with me. She might not. You never know. You never know what's going to go on.
I will not yell at you. Your chicken list is still egregious, but I will not yell at you.
Well, at least you can be honest with me, though. I feel like we're in a place where you can be honest, and that's okay. Constructive criticism. We'll call it constructive criticism. Anyway, give us 3 minutes on the Inside Edge, maybe about 3.5 minutes on the Inside Edge Network, and we will be right back. Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. What's up, guys? Awesome episode of Unfiltered today. We talked about a lot, including the possibility of being able to vote at the age of 16. Wow, never thought I'd see that coming. Also, we talked about Max Miller, that whole controversy. We talked about a bunch of different things involving the MLB trade deadline. Tomorrow, big news in the sports world for Cleveland involving the WNBA franchise. We'll talk about their name and what they look like, and so much more when it comes to local news, everything happening here in Northeast Ohio, right here at your fingertips, Unfiltered, with Kyle Cornell, 5 p.m. tomorrow, right here on the Inside Edge Network. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
And welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Inside Edge Primetime. We are here rocking. I thought Chad V was going to bring it in. He looked at me, I looked at him, and this is how we're doing it, man. But we got our front of the program, of course, WKYC Meteorologist Matt Wintz with us. Matt, we are happy to have you back. We have made it through the smoke and the storms of July, and we're rocking. It's August. It's crazy. My birthday's passed. I'm older now. Chad said I'm old. I'm 29, and
Very old.
I don't know how to feel about it. But how are you feeling? How are you doing so far the first 2 days of August?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot older than 29, I'll tell you that. Things hurt every day. They hurt every night, and I just wonder when the pain is going to go away, but apparently it gets worse. So, Eli, you got a long way to go. You got young blood there, buddy.
I appreciate it. We've talked about it, Chad and I, just July. Like, let's reflect back on July just for a moment.
Yeah.
Smoke, storms, just a whole lot. Kind of walk us through what happened in July, because we talked to you at the beginning of the month, and then what we can kind of look forward to in August. Obviously, we're in the first few days, but what we can see here in the month.
Yeah, so July was another crazy month. I feel like we came off kind of a weird spring around here, and then summer jumped in, and June was pretty normal for the first half. We had some heat, though, in June, and then July hit, and all of a sudden we can't breathe outside. It got really bad. That was the worst air quality we've ever had in the greater Cleveland area, all of northern Ohio, and it was due to those wildfires caused by lightning up in southern Ontario. The two things with that, because right now there are wildfires burning out west. You probably hear about national news, Washington, Oregon, Idaho. There are a lot of awful fires out there, especially by Spokane, Washington. A lot of that smoke is coming out. It's lofted in the atmosphere, though, so it's way up above us. We can't even tell other than kind of a milky white look to the sky occasionally. Yeah. That is usually what we deal with in terms of wildfire smoke during the summers. The one that happened in July was a lot different because that smoke, there was a ton of it, first of all, but we were a lot closer to it. And also it all kind of pooled along a cold front and sat and collected and got really thick where it couldn't go any higher in the atmosphere. So it started coming down, and then the wind brought it right into the Great Lakes. And so it was kind of a culmination of a bunch of things coming together that aren't good. And it brought it in here. We had stagnant air for a couple days and just awful. You just couldn't get away from it. But thankfully, those wildfires have been put out. Things are fine now, and we're back to breathing our air again. But it was really, really awkward, was it not?
Yeah, it was bad. And you had to remember that as hard as it was to breathe and as bad as it smelled outside, I always kept thinking of the fact that somewhere someone had it much, much worse, right?
Right.
So we had the effects of it, but they were literally feeling the fires and right in the path of that. So I was trying to think of that, but yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, I've never seen it that smoky.
Chad, that's great that you were thinking that way. We should think that way with a lot of things, but actually we had it worse. We had the worst air quality in the entire country for that one day where you couldn't see outside. It was worse than right next to the fires. Just insane, but you're right.
I saw that post of yours, and that blew my mind. That's insane, actually.
Worse than the world at one point. So, yeah, we're through that, thank goodness. As we look forward to August, temperature-wise, I don't see any huge heat waves coming our way. I do see some heat once we get towards August 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere in there, which would put it at next week. But it's going to turn a little rainy around here. It's been so bone dry. My lawn is crispy and it's brown, and a lot of it's just dead or dormant, as they say. And we need some rain, and it seems like every rainstorm misses us at our house. I don't know about you, but it's going to get kind of rainy and stormy around here, especially as we go into Friday, and then next week some storm chances as well. So kind of a rainy start to August, but nothing too hot here in the forecast.
Yeah, we'll take it. Normally it's the dog days of August. We think about weather. You think of that hot, humid weather. But yeah, I have a cool thing going in my yard where I still have to mow because only the weeds are growing.
Right.
And they're starting to take over because everything's so dry. So that's really fun. But I feel like it's always some struggle with me mowing my yard. I don't know what that is. Like maybe I need to like give in and let somebody else do that at some point.
No, it's home ownership. That's like you keep rolling with it. Feed the weeds.
Not owning a home, mowing the yard. You're outside for an hour, hour and a half, whatever. It's great. That's great.
The weeds flower sometimes. They can produce flowers. You're fine.
That's it. My kids love that part. So I tell myself I'm helping the kids. I'm helping the bees. Everybody's happy, right?
Right. Yeah. It's been weird though. The climate's been anything but normal so far this year in Cleveland, I feel like. So hopefully we get some nice quiet days as we get into September. We keep the rain coming and we'll be just fine. But now it's interesting because if you want fall foliage, if you want like the nice fall colors, last year we had a drought to end summer. And so we didn't have very pretty colors. So the trees just kind of gave up. They're like, I'm done, and so they all just dropped their leaves. If we want good fall colors this year, we need to start to get the rainfall in August. We need a rainy month because that will support the colors coming out in September and October. So rain is a good thing in August and September. It supports that healthy fall foliage.
Okay. That makes the leaf piles more comfortable to jump into too, I'm assuming, right?
You can see them better. That's all.
Otherwise, they're just crunchy and full of spiders. That's no good.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want that. Understandable. Yeah. So back to school time. So it sounds like the kids are, a lot of schools maybe don't have air conditioning, right? So you're concerned about the kids going back to school in August. It sounds like it's going to stay pretty mild. Maybe not. Maybe no one melting when they're going back to school. That's a good thing, right? We don't want that.
Right.
What else can we get into, Eli? We got to ask. We've got a few minutes. We've got to ask him. We talked the last time you were on, Matt. About LeBron's homecoming and how nice of a story that would be when he came home to Cleveland. And we talked about the chills up and down our spine the last time he came home and how cool it was going to be when he finally made the announcement that he was going to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
For us, just fantastic for us in Northeast Ohio. That's what we want to hear. Did that surprise you at all? I mean, I started to feel like the longer it dragged on, the less likely it was that he was coming home, but how did that make you guys feel? I mean, you specifically, I guess, and all of you at Channel 3, was that a shock to anybody or no?
I don't think it was a shock. No, I mean, he has the connections with Rich Paul and Maxey, obviously. And, I'm not surprised by it. You couldn't be surprised by LeBron's decision because you just don't know with him. You didn't know how long he's going to drag it out. Obviously, the NBA schedule was on hold due to him. And we weren't surprised, I think, let down a little bit, of course. But now it's like, this is how Cleveland goes. Like something bad happens like that where you're disappointed. And then 2 days later, you've moved on because that's what we're trained to do. That's what our blood tells us to do after all the, bad sports events in the past. And so I think all of us have moved on. I'm excited to play them and hopefully beat them every time we play them this year. LeBron's still LeBron. He'll still get cheered, obviously, at home for all he's done and just being a hometown kid. But, we move on. We still got a playoff caliber team, and we'll see how the season goes. But we're not dwelling over it. I'm not dwelling over it. But, yeah, that day was, a little disappointing, obviously, when you chose Philly. How are you guys feeling about it?
I felt a little rough the day it happened, and then day two was like, but it seems like the Cavs also decided that they didn't want any reunion with LeBron James. If the reports from, Shams from ESPN are true, the Cavs were the only team to have a meeting with LeBron James in his camp. And it seems like, the Donovan Mitchell extension just a few days after that meeting, if it lines up and tracks based off the reports, if the Cavs are okay with it, let's just see what they do. Now, granted, Matt, they have not done much.
No,
Mario Hezonja, the new king of Cleveland, I guess they're painting murals up in different cities here, or suburbs around the city. I don't know. I just hope they can figure something out. But unfortunately, and I don't know how you feel, Chad, we've discussed it. I don't know what your thoughts are after vacation, but I just feel like there's not much out there to really improve this roster to a championship level team.
Yeah, I mean, I guess – I don't know. I'm a little more relaxed about it because I was just on vacation. But, yeah, it didn't really affect me. I mean, like Matt said, it's like, okay, well, that was a thing, and then you move on. I honestly started to think that – and I think I even said it on the show with you, Eli. I started to think that it was going to be Miami toward the end of it. As it took longer, it just felt like – we talked about Miami not having a whole ton of resources, maybe not a lot of money or whatever. And then, every day it was like, well, LeBron's not – this isn't about the money. This is about happiness. And this is – okay, now it's going to be a veteran minimum. And it started to feel like a reunion with the Heat was going to happen. I didn't expect it to be a new team. I think that part of it maybe surprised me a little bit. But I think, like you said, Matt, you can't really ever be surprised when it comes to LeBron James. He's always kind of done his own thing, and I have no problem with that. Listen, this is why it's called free agency, right? You are literally free to do whatever you want. You don't have to, meet anyone's expectations or you don't owe anyone anything, right? You just you're in control of your own destiny. If you want to go play in Philadelphia, play in Philadelphia. I think the talk about hurting his legacy is, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it. If he can bring the 76ers their first championship in however many years, then does that help his legacy? Is it ring chasing because he joined a good roster? I mean, you can kind of toe the line and make that work either way for your argument. I think it's all based on opinion, really, at that point. But yeah, bottom line is he did not come back here. The homecoming did not happen. No chills up and down our spine. Maybe Kevin Hart was really happy. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, Philadelphia people were super happy about it. But I think I'm okay. Like I said, I'm just sort of like, oh, whatever. It's his decision. He can do whatever he wants. It's okay.
I think in terms of legacy, I think the only decision he could have made that I don't want to say ruined it, but would have gone against it was if he would have picked Golden State, you know, after all those big games in the finals, with the Cavs. I think they kind of became a rival over the years for better sake, just in terms of like good playoff potential and like heartbreaking games. So I think that would have ruined it, but I have no problem with Philly. I don't know why you go there for happiness, but that's I don't visit there often, so I don't know. Maybe they have something we don't. But
it's the city of brotherly love, and I think that sports fans definitely treat their athletes that way. It's been throughout time. I think that's well known throughout time that the fans treat the athletes really well, and maybe not so well.
And they got the cheesesteaks. They got the cheesesteaks. And maybe that's what brought LeBron in. Who knows? But Matt, I'm curious. We talk about our Guardians as well. Just pivot here to Major League Baseball. They made 4 moves at the deadline, and I was shocked. I did say they would be the biggest buyer here on Primetime a month or two ago, and I was like shocked that they actually made moves. Were they the biggest buyer? Maybe in terms of money, no. But the moves they made seemed to be very savvy and kind of match what the front office does here year in and year out. What were your thoughts on the Guardians trade deadline and what they can do here in the next few months? Because they're in a battle right now to win the AL Central, and that seems to be their easiest way to get into the playoffs right now.
Right. Yeah, I love what they did. I was so excited to see, especially some of the last-minute moves that they had. They didn't necessarily need pitching, but we obviously bolstered that up with an all-star pitcher from Washington. And when you get into the playoffs, pitching is really key. You have your rotation of 3 or 4 starters, and as long as they are solid, if they can pitch, and give up 1 or 2 runs or less every single game, it gives you a chance in the playoffs, and you only need a couple wins to do that. And so I think that was a really smart move. It'll be interesting to see who they take out of the rotation or if they go 6-man. But either way, I think that really sets us up for success if we get to the playoffs. And obviously we need offense to get to the playoffs, and that has been the most frustrating thing again this season. Has been the Guardians' offense and a lack of ability to drive runners in when they're in scoring position. And so, just the additions of the bats, I think, is super helpful. Not huge hitters, but obviously the potential's there. And we'll see what happens. But I'm really excited that they were buyers this time versus sellers. It's probably the first time, that I can remember in a long time that they've been able to do that. So it brings excitement back to the Diamond. And I think it gives reason to fans to head into the ballpark and cheer them on the rest of the season. Because AL Central's the easiest division to win. They can do it easily. And White Sox didn't add much. Detroit's obviously giving up on the next 10 years. So it'll be great to see if we can pull this off this year.
Yeah, I keep waiting for the White Sox to fall off. I keep saying they're ahead of schedule, and they are. But I don't think anyone's told them that. I think they're just going to keep pressing on forward. They're going to be tough to deal with. But, yeah, I really like Joe Adell. I think he's an electric defender. We had a game earlier this season where he robbed 3 home runs, including one to actually end the game. That was crazy. He also, I do have to mention the bat. He also did have a ball hit him in the head and bounce over the fence for a home run. So you've got that. But that's few and far between. That's not going to happen again, hopefully. But yeah, 37 home runs out of Adell last year. And he was always kind of a prospect and with the Angels that it felt like he never quite, got to that point where they wanted him to do. And then last year, the 37 home runs, and now he's a Guardian. And I'm really excited about that. We've got one more year of team control. I'm not sure what that means with the lockout, and that's obviously coming next year. That could last an entire season. So I don't know exactly what that does to the contracts or how that's going to affect that. But it may be a rental, but I think maybe, Matt, my favorite story, and I know you've got to get going here. We'll get you out of here just really soon. But Craig Yoho, I keep mentioning this. I keep telling everybody that'll listen, wasn't even a pitcher until COVID, right? And then Brewers scout Ginger Polson noticed that he was playing catch on the side and kind of toying with a changeup grip, and that he had sort of started pitching a little bit, convinced the Brewers to take him with their 8th round pick that year. And now, all through history, 6 years later, here we are. He's got almost a sub-1 ERA in the minors, and now he's a Guardian, and I think he's going to help out in the bullpen quite a bit. So I thought that was a really cool, complete 180 story, right? He's a baseball prospect, but not a pitcher, and now he's a major league pitcher, and he's in the middle of a pennant race. I think that's really cool.
That's a really awesome story for sure. Yeah. Happy to have them. I don't care what their story is, as long as they can pitch. Yeah. And as long as we get to playoffs, if we can just get into the playoffs, that's the goal in baseball. You just ride the hot bats, you ride the hot pitching. Whoever's hottest team going into the playoffs has the best chance. And that's hopefully we can find our edge as we get in there. But we have a nice starting lineup, maybe the best in the majors.
It's really good. It's really good. What do you do, just really quickly before we go, what do we do about the Dodgers problem? It's not the Dodgers' fault, right. But it's a Major League Baseball. I shouldn't say a Dodgers problem. It's a Major League Baseball problem. Do you think they get this fixed? Are we going to have a lockout and then come back? We're just going to have the same $1 billion in deferred money until 2045 or whatever the Dodgers are doing? What do you do to fix that?
We talked about that in the last couple shows, how big of an issue this is. And it's tough. It's tough to fix because the players don't want to take less money. They don't want caps, No. But you got to follow the example in the rest of all the major league sports because they have what works, and it keeps fans and small market teams in play, and baseball is just a game of luck where it's baseball's a little bit differently because talent doesn't always show up because obviously you have nine batters, and then you have pitchers that are all different. So not everyone's contributing at once. It's more of a collective team issue. Yeah. And you can win any baseball game. You really can, or you can lose every baseball game. But the odds are just stacked against every other team but the Dodgers this year with that talent. And so they have to fix it. I would love to see a team like the Kansas City Royals come back and take out the Dodgers for the World Series or something like that. It's just not going to happen, so they've got to fix something here.
Yeah, they're just too strong, I think, to beat in a 7-game series. They've got too much pitching. They've got too much. They've got too much. Right. And you don't blame them for it. It's a Major League Baseball problem. But yeah, we're going to see some. I hope we see baseball at all next year. But I'm nervous about it, Matt. I really am.
Well, I'll follow your lead on that. Yeah, I don't have any intel on that, but yeah, it's not looking good. I know that, and that would just hurt the sport so bad. And they've been hurt so many times in history where it's they finally get the fans back and then they let us down with some kind of lockout or strike. And so I'm hoping against that. But yeah,
I'm not sure they have the star power to come back from this one either. It's going to be a really tough go. They're already, the ratings are already dwindling. It's already really hard to consume the product with all the streaming services. It's really, really tough. So we'll see what happens. But
I'm watching my Guardians. I'll tell you that.
There you go. That's all we can do. We can just do our part. Watch local. Yeah.
Leave me alone. I'm watching the Guards. All right.
That's it. The mom and pop shops, right? The small businesses, local stuff.
Right.
Love it. Well, hey, Matt, we appreciate you as always. For carving out some time in your schedule for us, and we can't wait to talk to you next month. I'll tell you this. I'll leave you with this. Papa Moon, he is not a meteorologist. He's just my amazing dad and Inside Edge Network talent. He looked up in the sky the other day and he goes, "There's a funnel in the sky." Ask Matt next time you're on air with him, is there going to be a tornado? We don't have enough time this time right now, but if we see some tornadoes, I just want you to know Papa Moon was on the lookout. He had the scoop.
I will. I appreciate that. I need him to be on the lookout. We need storm spotters. So,
yes,
my goodness.
I hope better to be a weather spotter or a storm spotter than a guy with the name of Moon. It's right there.
Right.
It all works together. Right.
He's everybody's favorite moon, With that being said, Matt Wintz, of course, WKYC Channel 3 meteorologist, friend of the program. We'll have him back next month, but we appreciate you as always.
You guys too. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure. Highlight of my day for sure.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
So this promo's for Midnight Run, but I will tell you, to have Eli and Rob Rosicki on the screen with me, yeah, when the Guardians do great work, Rob, we can run it back one more time, main event style, to break down the Cleveland Guardians' moves.
I mean, quite honestly, we don't know if they're ever going to be this active at the trade deadline ever again. So, yeah, we needed to celebrate. We needed to talk about, the brand new corner bat we got in Joe Adell. We got a brand new starting pitcher out of Washington. It looks like he's going to be highly considered in the rotation. A lot of good pieces for the Cleveland Guardians. And we got rid of Bo Naylor. So I think we got some addition by subtraction with that one. So, yeah, we had a lot to talk about, a good time, and even rolling forward to we will be talking hopefully about a lot of Guardians victories. New York Metropolitans up tomorrow at 6:40. So we'll have a good time with that one.
And Eli, are you gonna relax on the Dolans?
No, we haven't seen the team play yet, so we'll see. I'm happy about the moves.
You cynical prick.
Hey, you know what? I was cynical last year, and we saw what it got us, a wild card loss. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited, but also skeptical. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey,
well, the funny thing about being cynical with Cleveland sports, that normally makes you right most of the time. So, yeah, I'll give it to you on that.
Exactly. But I feel better, Double A. I feel better, guys, about, than I was 24 hours ago.
That's a good point. Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Also, Sunday nights, you can see us, main event, every Sunday night here on the Inside Edge Network. We may or may not break down ESPN The Ocho 10-year anniversary. Last night, we broke down the Microsoft Excel World Championships. We'll see you on the Inside Edge Network.
All right, we are back on Inside Edge Prime Time. Sorry, Autumn, I can't change the videos, but there you are. There's the title screen. You know what? While we're at it, one more time, I said we'd do it. Let's look at the Sirens logo. Look at that, the Cleveland Sirens. There it is. Here's the Cleveland Sirens logo. All right, we're gonna bring us back. Sorry about that. We are back on Inside Edge Prime Time. Just really, man, we're up against it here. The last 8 or 9 minutes of the show or so. But it's okay because Autumn and I are on together again from 11 to 12. So if we go over a few minutes, that's okay because it's Tuesday. And you know what that means. No more chicken sandwiches. I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to do it.
Please don't.
Yeah, I'll have to. Maybe the next time I do food, I'll have to check with everybody around the network. We'll get like a consensus. And then I'll just go against that anyway. I texted Eli today about I was working on the top 5 list earlier, and I said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And he goes, "Well, I think this and that should be." And I said, "All right, man, thanks, but no, I'm going to keep my list the same. Thanks." And I was like, "I don't even know really." And he kind of made fun of me. I'm like, "I don't even know really why I texted to ask." Like, I was comfortable with the list. I just wanted to hear him say yes, I guess. And then when he said no, I was like, "Yeah, I didn't need that. Thanks. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. See you later." So it's whatever. But like I said, it's Tuesday. Autumn. That means it's time for the Tuesday top 5. Let's bring it up. Okay, it's blank. We don't know what it's going to be. Well, I know what it's going to be, but you don't know what it's going to be, and our viewers don't know what it's going to be. So I'm just going to tell you. This weekend, while I was still on the last, I don't know, maybe 24, 48 hours or so of my vacation, we decided, hey, we should start this maybe a tradition. I don't know. Sometimes we don't really stick to routines or whatever around here. We should do a family game night. So I can't stand how I don't know why it does that. I just want it to go seamlessly from one to the other, but tonight's Tuesday top 5 is classic family board games. Okay. There's already some tension in my house on this one. Autumn, my daughter, walked in earlier and she goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't have that at number 1." And I was like, "Well, that's okay. When you start doing the Tuesday top 5, you can put your number 1 up there and we'll be fine." So I'm going to tell you like this. Some board games, and this is very strict, by the way, Autumn. This had to be there had to be a board with squares where you either, rolled did something so that you could figure out a number of spaces to advance, right? It couldn't be Twister.
No Uno. No
Uno. Uno's a great game. We can do card games another time. I'm down with that. I love Uno. But it wouldn't have made the cut for this one because of the rules. The rules are so strict. This is like the top 5 Olympics. You have to meet very stringent, rules to get into this. So, unfortunately, no Battleship. Mm-hmm. Battleship's a great game, but it's not a board game, really. I mean, it is, but it's not in the sense of what I went with tonight. So, let me just tell you, some board games, Autumn, they build friendships, right? Mm-hmm. Other board games end them before the pizza even arrives, right? Whether it's you could bankrupt your siblings, you could accuse grandma of murder. There's a game like that, or you could just realize that your entire life career path ended with 6 kids in a mountain of debt. Whatever. That sounds like real life. Board games have been quietly destroying family harmony for generations, Autumn. So these classics right here, the next 5 that we're going to talk about. And there are some honorable mentions, but so these I'll tell you what, these classics have survived decades because they're simple, Autumn. They're endlessly replayable, and they're just competitive enough to make everyone question who they're really related to. So listen, grab the snacks, the table only if it's absolutely necessary, and let's count down the top 5 board games of all time. First, I'm going to start with some honorable mentions. Okay, before we even get to number 5, we've got honorable mentions. The first one is Sorry. I don't know if you ever played Sorry.
Wait. Sorry's not in the top 5?
Sorry's not in the top 5. It didn't make it. Sorry. I'm sorry. It didn't make it.
By the way, I know I look insane. I took my glasses off and I forgot to put them back on. So this is how I see.
That's okay. I thought you were just trying to get a front row seat because the Tuesday top 5 is pretty exciting. No, I saw you down there and I thought, all right, well, she's, it's fine.
I can't see anything. So I have to lean in this far.
Well, you can trust my descriptions. I will not lead you astray. Sorry is the nicest name ever given to one of the pettiest games in history. Nothing says I love you quite like sending your siblings piece all the way back to start while smiling and saying, sorry. Our next honorable mention is Trouble.
Chad. Okay.
Wait, do we have? We might have some tension. This might be the next hour. The next hour is us discussing these board games. All right, let's go.
Okay, give me your top 5, because leaving Sorry and Trouble off of your top 5 is crazy.
Oh, come on. Let's be honest. It's in the description. This game's only here because of the Pop-O-Matic bubble, Autumn. That little Pop-O-Matic bubble is the only thing that got it an honorable mention.
That's the reason why Trouble is such a fun game. It's not just the bubble; it's the way that you put the pieces in. Oh. Okay, give me your top 5.
The gameplay's fine. It's the bubble deserves the top billing. Wait, Chutes and Ladders is another honorable mention. This is my last one.
Okay, that's
Chutes
fine.
and Ladders. It's a game that perfectly prepares children for adulthood. You work hard, you climb all the way to the top, and then one bad roll or one bad decision, as we know a little bit about on this show, sends you right back to the bottom, rock bottom. Right? It's basically the stock market for kindergartners. But let's get into the top 5 since you're already upset with me.
Wait, if you want the fictional Chutes and Ladders equivalent, it's a game called Eels and Escalators.
Eels and Escalate. Okay, all right, okay.
Only certain people who watch SpongeBob will get that reference.
I want to play some Eels and Escalators. I'm for it.
Okay, let me explain. Wait, I'm gonna explain.
Head out right now. All right.
Okay, so Eels and Escalators is Chutes and Ladders. They played it in SpongeBob, and it was an episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob kept cussing. And during this
same episode, okay, all right.
So during the episode, they were playing the Chutes and Ladders equivalent, and he kept getting the eel. So the eel was the chute, right? And so he finally got to the point where he was about to get an escalator. He just lost his mind. So every time I hear the name Chutes and Ladders, I just think of Eels and Escalators.
I like it better. Honestly, I'm for anything that happens in the SpongeBob world. Anything that goes down in Bikini Bottom, I'm for it. I mean, honestly, I'd rather do things the SpongeBob way than the real life way.
Look it up. It is a hilarious episode. Okay, give me your top 5.
Top 5. All right, number 5. Listen, it's Candyland. I don't like that switching out. Don't like that. You don't need to see me between these slides. I don't need to be seen. I'm trying to hide back here. Anyway, Candyland's the only game where strategy goes completely out the window. You don't make decisions. You just pray the cards don't send you back to the Peppermint Forest for the 14th time. It was basically every kid's introduction to the cruel reality that life is just unfair. Candyland is number 5.
Okay, number 4.
And by the way, everything is in Erie blue tonight for the who?
The Sirens.
The Cleveland Sirens. There's the logo. I told you we'd look at it periodically through the night. There it is. Unfortunately, you've got to look at me when you come. Oh, that was a quick one. Okay, StreamYard. A little bit. All right, I see you. On the fly. Just got IT people in here on the fly. Love it. All right, number 4. Number 4 is, it was barely a board game. I mean, there's a board. And that's, there weren't like spaces that you could advance, but I let it in anyway. You're going to be mad at me for this probably, Autumn, but it's Scrabble.
You put Scrabble in there over Sorry and Trouble. Okay.
Sorry, I guess I'm in trouble, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Scrabble's a game that starts as friendly competition, somehow ends with someone yelling at me like Autumn is. No, insisting that chi is a real word. It is, by the way, QI. While another person spends 20 minutes looking through the dictionary hoping it isn't, but it is. It's less a board game really and more an IQ test disguised as family fun. So you got to be careful with Scrabble, but that's number 4 on the list. Not a fan of Scrabble, huh?
No, not really, because it's not. Number 3.
Let's move on to number 3. Also a great cereal, comes in many different flavors. It is the Game of Life. Number 3 is the Game of Life. Right. This is where an 8-year-old learns about mortgages, insurance, college debt, and somehow retires as a millionaire with 4 sets of twins. It's the only game where landing on have a baby feels more like a punishment than a reward, though. So you got to pay the extra taxes and stuff. So, whatever. Number 3 is the Game of Life.
Okay, I see it.
All right.
It's a game. Like I've never completed it, but yeah, it's a game.
Yeah, well, I haven't completed the Game of Life either. I'm still here. Hopefully I have many years left. But I think we're talking about something else now, so we'll move on. We don't need to talk about our.
No, I'm talking about the actual game. Like I've never.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about our existential. Don't worry about that. I'll move on. That's my fault. I got dark. All right, number 2 is going to be none other than Clue, a family favorite of mine. I see Autumn's reaction already. She's mad. But listen, this is the greatest lesson in blaming innocent people that was ever invented. Was it Colonel Mustard in the library with the rope? I mean, probably not, but that's not going to stop you from accusing him with absolute confidence. Every game makes you feel like Sherlock Holmes, right? You want a magnifying glass until you realize that you haven't been paying attention. And now you've forgotten to write down like 3 clues, right? And you just have no idea what's happening anymore going forward. So you're out. That's it. You're out of the game. But Clue's a lot of fun. You don't like Clue?
No, not really.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the Sirens logo.
Yep.
That's not bad.
I already know what number 1 is going to be, and I'm going to tell you about number 1.
Oh, no. What do you, I can't wait. What do you think number 1's going to be?
It has to be the only, it has to be the most infuriating, rage-baiting game that I've quit. Every single time because it pisses me off. It is always the longest game, and the last time I played it, I literally got so mad that I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm never playing this again. And it's been like 13 years. I already know what it's going to be.
That is exactly how much fun my wife has playing this next game. In my opinion, this is the undisputed king of board games. Listen, I'm just going to tell you, it's Monopoly. It's the undisputed king of turning Thanksgiving into a hostile business negotiation. Listen, no game's ever created more fake landlords, family feuds, or dramatic declarations of, like Autumn said, I'm done playing, possibly forever, from people who absolutely were not really done playing. You'll play Monopoly again. You know you will. 4 hours later, one person owns everything, right? Everyone else is bankrupt, and somehow the banker's under federal investigation, but the game still goes on. We don't know how. It goes on forever. But number 1 is Monopoly. Monopoly is so much fun to me. You're not a Monopoly fan.
Monopoly is like, I would love it if it wasn't the most infuriating game, because I've played the mobile version.
Yeah.
Monopoly Go, which every single time you are not on it. Sorry, for like 2 hours, all your money gets stolen. So at one point, I was like a billionaire in that game, and then literally halfway through, I would get like $0, and it would be so infuriating. Monopoly pisses me off to no end. I'm gonna just say this: you can get rid of Candyland and Scrabble and put Sorry and Trouble in there.
They were close. It was honestly, it was a tough decision. Trouble, that little bubble. I mean, the Pop-O-Matic bubble got me. I'm not gonna lie. That was a commercial staple when I was a kid. The Pop-O-Matic bubble for the game Trouble. Played a lot of Sorry as a kid. Have a really specific, memory of the shape of those pieces in my hand. We played a lot of Sorry, but I don't know. These are my 5 favorites. I kind of went with a little bit of the fan. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't played Scrabble in years. I mean, it's been a long, long time since I've played Scrabble. But I've always wanted the electronic battleship as well. It's not a board game, at least by the very strict, stringent rules and standards of this list. It's probably considered technically a board game, but I've always wanted the electronic battleship. I always thought that looked pretty cool. So that is tonight's Tuesday Top 5. I'm going to bring us back here. If you're ready, I'll just take that right off the screen. And this time we won't look crazy for a split second. We'll keep looking crazy for a continued amount of time, because here we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what else we need to do. We've got to switch over studios, and we got to do the intro. We can't do this without doing the intro. So let's do this. We will. Is it going to work? Is the button even going to work? Is it going to pull it down?
There we go. There we go.
Nice and looking pretty good in red. I'm not going to lie. We look pretty good. We look all right. All right. Do you want to? This is your ship now. I'm just a passenger. I'm going to sit back and watch. You want to handle everything? You got the intro? You want to do? We don't need station ID, do we? You want to do station ID, or you want to not do that? It's up to you.
Yeah, no, hit station ID in the intro, and then when we come back from station ID in the intro, I will introduce you to 3 topics for tonight. Chad, I'm going to have you choose which one of the 3 you want to start with, and we'll go from there.
Okay, fair enough. I am locating your intro as we speak in here.
It says
I'm in a foreign land.
It says yellow topography. Just.
What's happening over here on the right side of StreamYard? I don't think it's here.
Oh no, it's there.
Oh, yellow type. I forgot. You did that to me.
I just didn't change the name.
Yellow typography. What's going on here?
Spiral, everyone.
Huge.
You just seen my face on screen for the last almost an hour. We had a little bit of a break there. Oh my God, what's going on? So number one, I can't see anything. So I have no clue what's happening in front of me. Literally can't see anything. Glass is not on. Nothing. So we got 3 topics to choose from tonight, Chad. Number one, why am I so tired?
Okay.
I don't understand this, but why am I so tired? Number 2, what is a fall camp basket? And number 3, can we fix baseball?
Okay. Let's, you know what, honestly, I want to talk about why, and this can probably relate to both of us. I'm not gonna lie, it's not just you, Autumn. I have felt exhausted over the last 3 or 4 days. You know, and it's like you go on vacation, you're supposed to be rested and relaxed and you know, rejuvenated. For some reason, coming out of vacation, I feel exhausted. I don't know why that is, but let's talk about why we're so tired. I'd love to hear it.
Yes. Why am I so tired? I'm so glad. I'm 31 years of age. 31. Big 31, right?
So.
Ever since I've turned 30, almost 2 years ago, I have never been this tired. I was at work this weekend, and this keeps happening to me at work. I'm sorry if anyone I work with sees this in the future. I keep falling asleep at work. I'm so tired. We had a big event at the end of the day. Like, there was nobody there. I was in where my desk is at. I closed the door. I turned off the lights, and I dozed off. I went home. I sat in my driveway in my car, took a nap.
Ooh.
Came inside, went in my bed, took another nap. Woke up, got rejuvenized, refreshed. It may have been like midnight, but I was okay.
Right.
Went to bed around 3:00 in the morning. Woke up like 3 different times on Sunday, and I'm still exhausted. I don't know what's happening. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it better be Tuesday because I said the Tuesday top 5. It better not be Wednesday. I'd be in trouble if I did that.
When I tell you, I don't know why I'm so tired. I don't understand. I'm like, ever since I've literally, like, I used to be like tired, but like not like this tired. Like when I was younger, I was tired. I'd be like, oh, I'm tired. I could take a 30-minute nap and I'd be completely fine. Now, oh my God, I can't take a nap. If I take a nap, I'm still sleepy. I can't even get a full 8 hours of sleep. I'm still tired. Why am I so tired?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you that there was like it gets better with age somehow, but I'm going to be honest with you, it does not. I'm at the point now where if I take a half-hour nap, and like you, I think that used to kind of fix me. Like when I was in college, I would take whatever, 15, 20 minutes. You sleep real quick and you set the alarm, you get up and you're like, all right, feel good. Let's go. Let's do what we got to do. And I might still put off some stuff that I had to do, but I was up and ready to do at least like I wasn't tired. Now I'm at the point where if I sleep for like 45 minutes, maybe to an hour, if that's like the range, I wake up and it feels like my face is numb, right? Like my body was done. My body was like, no, we're going to bed. That's it. Don't wake up. No, like my face is literally trying to drag me back to the pillow. I feel angry, right? Like I wake up mad. I'm like, no, I want to go back to bed. All I want to do is go back to bed. I don't understand it. I don't know. Autumn, did you hear the story of what happened? And I can tell you the short version if you did you hear what happened to us on vacation?
I saw your picture.
Okay, yeah. First night, 4:45 a.m. fire alarms go off at the place we were staying on vacation. Kids were super happy that they got to take a walk outside. Definitely wanted to wake up at 4:45 and just walk around the building for a while. It was awesome. But whatever. And I feel like so I had trouble going to sleep that night anyway. We laid down at like midnight. And I tossed and turned until probably almost 3 a.m. Probably, fell asleep around then and then woke up to the fire alarm going off. And I think that like ever since that night, I've just been off. Like I just can't get my energy back. I've been trying to work out. I've been trying to eat better. I've been trying to drink more water and just whatever. Nothing works. I'm exhausted. I feel it too. I get it. I don't understand what's going on.
It's just like do you know how many times there was a weekend where I didn't have to work? I had a full weekend off.
Oh, no.
And all I did was sleep. I slept, I ate, got up, cleaned a little bit. Rinse, repeat for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Monday came, still exhausted. I'm like, I had adequate sleep this weekend. What is going on? I'm like, it's just like every single, like, I don't understand why I'm so exhausted. I don't understand why I'm so tired. Again, I used to be able to, in between classes, oh my God, this is how I know I'm crazy. I used to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. No, 5 o'clock in the morning. Do an hour workout. Go back to my apartment. Get dressed for class. Be at class by 8 o'clock in the morning. Do a 2-hour class. Come back to my apartment. Eat breakfast, then go back to campus for like 3 hours.
Okay.
Come back home, eat lunch, go back to campus, walk home. I used to walk home from campus.
All right.
And then do another workout.
Go
to sleep, okay. And then go to sleep, and I would be completely fine. I could, oh my God, there was a point in my life where I could go out on the weekends and party.
Yeah.
Today, be completely fine. Wake up, do whatever I need to do. If I need to do my homework, go back to sleep. And I was fine. Again, I used to take 30-minute power naps in between classes at my apartment.
Yeah, if I tried that now, I would miss probably the next day and a half to 2 days of classes. I'm out. See ya. Like, I'm just gonna.
It's not even just that. It's like the thought of doing any of that. Like, I'm like just going to the gym. I'm like, that's exhausting. Then having to go to work a full 8 hours. That's exhausting. Then come home and just try to do anything. Exhausting. And then now we have to create content. It's like, okay, now I have to be up for another hour. I'm tired.
Right. Why is it that it's backwards? Why do kids get all the energy? I've seen my kids like this summer. We try to keep them up. We try to keep them active. There are days when sometimes like my wife is working, I'm doing this, whatever. I got stuff going on. And my kids are just like laying around. They're like watching TV. They're on a tablet or something for a little bit. I mean, sometimes they're playing together. It's fine, but they don't need all the energy in the world for that. Trust me, they have all the energy in the world. I've seen it. I've seen them like basically do whole gymnastics routine. Like they're flipping through, they're crashing into walls. Everybody's fine. Again, if I did half of that activity, I need a 3-hour nap. Shouldn't you get more energy as you get older? Like when you actually need the energy, right? Like, why can I play 4 baseball games in a day when I was 12 years old? That's not fair. I can barely play 4 innings now. Like well, let's be honest with you. I probably couldn't play 4 innings without needing at least a couple, maybe 2-3 hours of sleep, oxygen, a lot of water. I mean, I'd be in big trouble, but I think it's backwards. We should get more energy as we get older. Doesn't that seem fair?
Yeah, literally the thought of like, you want to know what's so even crazy is like baseball games. I'm like, now that they're a little bit faster, I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I can be home by 9:30 because if I'm home by 9:30, I can at least have an hour to decompress, get what I need to get, and get in the bed by 11. 10:30, no later. Why am I tired at 9 o'clock? Like, I'm at the point where I'm like, what's going on? Like, it's like, I'm tired.
Okay. I wish I knew. I wish I understood it. I don't get it.
End of rant.
That's it. So we didn't get to the bottom of why you're so tired. I thought maybe we would discover.
I think I'm just tired. I think I'm just exhausted. When we come back from break, I'm going to tell you about fall camp baskets, and I'm going to tell you why they're ridiculous and why they're crazy. Then at the end of the show, we're going to end with how can we fix Major League Baseball. If you didn't watch, AA and I yesterday did a whole show on what is going on in Major League Baseball. And I know how we can fix it. Okay. I know how.
All right.
We're going to talk about it.
Let's do it. I didn't know who was clicking the break.
Keon Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Keon Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Keon Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keonsports.com or on YouTube at Keon Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Hey guys, awesome programs today here on Unfiltered. Got into a lot, including that Canton house explosion. The video is kind of insane. You have to watch it. Watch back Unfiltered today. It was just insane. And talked to Jake Underwood too about kind of the questions really about why we're at where we're at right now when it comes to multiple house explosions in the past few months, all these different pipeline bursts, all that. We get into that and so much more tomorrow. It is time, the unveiling of our memes of the week. You guys submitted your entries. We have the finalists and so much more local news, sports, everything going on here in Northeast Ohio, rather, on Unfiltered, all along the Inside Edge Network. I will see you at 5 o'clock on your Friday.
All right. Well, that was clearly the wrong promo. That was from a few days ago. But you know what? I texted Autumn during the break, and I said, "Wait, what do I do when we come back?" And she ghosted me. So here's what you get. Hold on.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I was so focused.
All right, just get random sound effects. And
I was so focused on getting my T-Mobile Tuesday deals. I'm so sorry.
Oh, hey, listen, T-Mobile Tuesday top 5. You do what you got to do. I'll sit over here and I'll drown trying to figure out what to click. With your intro that's so aptly named. Hold on. This intro. This is the title. Yellow typographic romance indie movie trailer. So as a new person in the studio who's trying to run and just, I'm trying to help things out a little bit. I'm like, hey, whatever. I'm the substitute teacher. Where is the lesson plan? And I look over here and it says like recipes, right? Oh, and then that's where I'm at right now. So some random sound effects. It's fine. Don't worry about it. What else we got?
I completely forgot when I downloaded it. I just never changed the actual. I never changed the name of it.
New guy fail on my part.
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So let's get into fall camp baskets.
Let's do it. I'm gonna climb into a basket and take a nap right now. Whatever.
So, Chad, what do you think a fall camp basket is?
A fall camp basket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's pretty obvious that a fall camp basket is, you know how when you would go to summer camp as a kid and you would learn to do something summery, right? I went to baseball camp a lot as a kid. That's a summery activity. A fall camp basket is clearly when you go to fall camp and you learn how to put the little corn stalks into a Halloween. No, just don't stop. No, this is right. No, this is right. You may think that your definition is right, but this is definitely what it is. And you learn how to like decorate with corn stalks and like a welcome sign, and it might have a little skull on there because it's Halloween. It's a fall camp basket. It's something you learn at fall camp, and it's a basket, and you put them together and you learn how to craft stuff. That's obviously what it is.
Unfortunately, not what it is.
All right. Why don't you tell me? It feels like you know.
So, fall camp baskets are things that NFL and college girlfriends are putting together for their men going to fall camp.
So pretty close. Pretty close.
Guys going to training camp for girls to college is fall camp, right? Yes. Because they have a spring camp and they have a fall camp, right?
Yeah.
These baskets are ridiculous. I've seen baskets that are let's make a basket with me. He's going to need a PS5. So here's a PS5. He's going to need an iPad. So here's an iPad. He's going to need every flavor of Gatorade he could possibly have. Here it is. He's going to need some Advil. And it's like, why are you making these things? First of all, most of these men have PS5s. Unfortunately, they do. They also have iPads they're given from the team, whether it be an iPad or a Surface or whatever it is. They got a tablet.
Yep.
Gatorade, come on. Gatorade.
Plenty of sports drinks around camp. I think you could find a sports drink anywhere you go around camp. If not, we got to talk about the NFLPA. Let's get the NFLPA on the horn right now because
and Advil. They got plenty of Advil in the leagues.
Oh yeah,
pretty sure. But it's just one of those things where it's like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are you shelling out well over thousands of dollars for people who could get every single thing you bought for free?
For free. Yeah. With a simple social media post, probably. Like, hey, Sony, going into the dog days at camp, could use a PS5. And all of a sudden, you've got 75 PS5s there in camp, right? Everyone gets one.
Not even. They could do a sponsor post on Instagram that could be like, hey, can I promote whatever game is coming out from Sony? Yeah. And that's how they get a free PS5. Like, they could promote GTA 6 coming out, and they can get a GTA customized, like, whatever. Like, when I tell you that, the PS5 of it all is crazy.
Yeah.
The iPad, again, the teams almost always provide them some sort of iPad, tablet, Surface, whatever you can think of. The Gatorade, though, it's a sports team or it's a college football team. Babe, they have buckets and buckets and buckets of Gatorade.
That's diabolical. Listen, I used to get something like this when I went to college. My parents would send me a box of like a few things of ramen noodles, which is pretty similar to a PS5 and Gatorade and all the other things. And I might get like some PB&J, stuff, not bread. You can't put bread in there because bread gets smashed. But something similar. I think it's along the same lines. My parents would spend tens of dollars on it, I think, and then they would send it to me, and it was I felt pretty good about that. But no PS5. Well, PS5 didn't exist 100 years ago when I went to school, but that's excessive. It feels a little excessive. Like I said, they don't need these things. So now you have a home PS5, like a car PS5, a camp PS5. How many PS5s do you need?
Well, okay, so this is the thing. I can kind of see the PS5 because I know certain teams do camps differently. I know certain teams, like, you can live at home and just commute to training camp, right?
Okay.
But I think it's Dallas does theirs in California, so you can't really commute.
Yeah.
The Giants are doing theirs in West Virginia this year. You can't commute. Pittsburgh always does theirs at a random college in Pittsburgh, the same college. So these guys are literally stuck in a dorm room. So
That's funny to think of, actually, though. It's kind of funny to think of.
Yeah, no, so I could see like a couple of these like things, but it was just like these girls are going all out, thousands upon thousands of dollars just for the aesthetics of like, I made my boyfriend this basket of stuff that he can have for training camp.
And think about how much these wives and girlfriends are already kind of putting up with, right? When you date a professional athlete, there's a certain amount of you're not going to see them for long stretches of time during the year, right? I don't know. I feel like we're putting a little bit too much on the wives and girlfriends at this point. Like I said, they already have. There's already a certain downfall to being a wife and a girlfriend of a professional athlete. I don't think they should really have to. Maybe this is something the athletes making millions of dollars could do for their wives and girlfriends. Maybe to see the athletes put together some fall camp baskets for their wives and girlfriends, right? Keep them occupied while they're away at camp. Maybe we need to like reverse this whole thing. You think, would that work or no?
No, because I've actually also been on for some reason, I've also been on the side of TikTok where there are, I'm going to call it MLB WAG TikTok.
Okay.
So like NFL WAGs, they have it rough. NBA WAGs, they have it rougher because, NBA players.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball WAGs, oh my God, Chad, when I tell you, I watched a video of a lady that said, you don't know how bad it is when your husband gets traded and everyone in the stadium knows but him. You have to pick up your entire life because some people just have to pick up their entire life. Some people don't even get an apartment in the city that they live in because that's how fast paced it is. They just have like a designated place. They pack up everything they can and they travel with their boyfriend. I learned, so this is what I learned. And this actually goes into our next topic.
Okay.
So what I learned, number one, when they are in the minor leagues, if you are a girlfriend, you cannot travel with your boyfriend because the team will not pay for it. Right. You have to pay out of pocket. And if you don't go to college and you forego college to follow him around, you're flat broke following him around.
Yeah.
Then I think it's the lowest, like you are in the minor leagues, like A-ball or developmental, you don't get anything paid for. When you start getting a little bit higher and higher, maybe you'll get a flight or two here paid for. Maybe you'll get like a family day, right? You also have to pay for your own tickets. Nobody pays for tickets. You have to pay for your own ticket, right?
Yep.
Then when you get to Major League Baseball, if you have a child, you're a single parent.
Yeah.
You're a single parent. You have to pack up your life and you constantly have to just see where your husband or your boyfriend is going to end up. Yeah. And when I tell you, I'm like, I don't envy any of these women.
Yeah. It's a tough situation all around. And I think sometimes that's like people forget the human side of not only the player, but their family, right? You forget that like, well, I paid my admission. I can say anything. These are real people going through real life things. I mean, a couple $1 million is great, right? I mean, it fixes a lot of problems, but it doesn't fix every problem. And I think there's still a lot of stress. I mean, I just watched Quarterback on Netflix, and just going through all the episodes of just watching Joe Flacco's career and how it affected his wife and his kids, and you don't think because Joe's so steady, right? Like he's just always there. And it's almost like he becomes robotic after a certain, you forget that he's a human being. And then watching, Quarterback, just it reminded me of the human side of him and his family and his kids and his wife, just how everything, all the, the trade rumors and the cuts and the signings and picking up one day and leaving one city and go, driving 5 hours from Cleveland to Cincinnati or whatever in the middle of the season. You just forget that there's a whole human side of it. And, couple that, like you said, in the minor leagues with not getting paid a whole lot. Some guys get really big signing bonuses. A lot of guys don't. I personally know, guys that have been drafted and their choice with their signing bonus was like, hey, put a down payment on a really nice car or, buy a dependable car with cash and then have a couple thousand left over for food and snacks when I get to minor league camp and just hope that lasts a while until I get my next paycheck. It's not as glamorous as a lot of people seem to. You see a guy playing in AA ball, you're like, oh, he's making $1 million a year. He's not. I mean, he's not at all. And like you said, the family, wives, girlfriends, whatever, they're paying for tickets, they're paying for food, they're paying for travel. It's very expensive, I think, to date a minor league baseball player or a young athlete trying to come up and make it. It's expensive.
Yeah, specifically in baseball. In no other sport does this happen.
Yeah.
No other sport does this happen.
Yeah.
NFL, if you are a rookie and you get a decent draft slotting, you're going to make money.
Yeah.
Basketball, decent draft slotting, going to make money. Maybe hockey is the only other sport, but even then, still not as bad. When one of the ladies said, yeah, it's even worse is that you can't live with them because Major League Baseball pays for their rent, I think, in single A and double A. Yeah. So if they're paying for their rent in single A and double A, they can only live with their teammates.
Yeah. And that's a newer development, by the way. That's only since COVID. Before COVID, you were on your own. You could be a single A, double A guy, whatever. You're out there playing baseball and you're making, $1,500 a month or whatever to play minor league baseball. And, a lot of these guys, well, most of them have, unless you've got a huge signing bonus or you've got, some family money that you grew up with. A lot of these guys have second and third jobs. They're not just playing baseball. They're teaching or they're bartending or they're painting houses or they're doing something, hanging windows. They're doing something on the side.
Driving Uber.
Yeah, because you have to. You have to do something. You have to make money. It's not a lot of money in it.
Yeah. When we come back from the break, because this will be our last break.
Yes.
We're both tired. We're going to go to sleep after this. We're going to talk more about Major League Baseball. And we're going to talk about how I think we can fix Major League Baseball and this convoluted system that is happening to where the Dodgers are somehow, some way going to keep doing what they're doing. I have a solution. I know how we can fix it to where fans, players, owners, everybody involved will be happy.
All right. Even the wives and girlfriends?
Even the wives and girlfriends.
All right. This is the fully encompassing solution. I can't wait to hear it.
Yes. We'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at monstermomentsphotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. monstermomentsphotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
So this promo is for Midnight Run, but I will tell you, to have Eli and Rob Rosicki on the screen with me, yeah, when the Guardians do great work, Rob, we can run it back one more time, main event style, to break down the Cleveland Guardians' moves.
I mean, quite honestly, we don't know if they're ever going to be this active at the trade deadline ever again. So, yeah, we needed to celebrate. We needed to talk about, the brand new corner bat we got in Joe Adell. We got a brand new starting pitcher out of Washington. It looks like he's going to be highly considered in the rotation. A lot of good pieces for the Cleveland Guardians. And we got rid of Bo Naylor. So I think we got some addition by subtraction with that one. So, yeah, we had a lot to talk about, a good time, and even rolling forward to we will be talking, hopefully, about a lot of Guardians victories. New York Metropolitans up tomorrow at 6:40. So we'll have a good time with that one.
And Eli, are you gonna relax on the Dolans?
No, we haven't seen the team play yet, so we'll see. I'm happy about the moves.
You cynical prick.
Hey, you know what? I was cynical last year, and we saw what it got us, a wild card loss. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited, but also skeptical. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey,
well, the funny thing about being cynical with Cleveland sports, that normally makes you right most of the time. So, yeah, I'll give it to you on that.
Exactly. But I feel better, Double A. I feel better, guys, about, than I was 24 hours ago.
That's a good point. Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Also, Sunday nights, you can see us, main event, every Sunday night here on the Inside Edge Network. We may or may not break down ESPN The Ocho 10-year anniversary. Last night, we broke down the Microsoft Excel World Championships. We'll see you on the Inside Edge Network.
All right, guys, welcome back into the Daily Spiral. Chad, you seem so excited.
I did it. It's the first. Listen, this might be the first show that we've done together where I didn't blow the break in some way. Something always happens. Something goes down. We double click something. Whatever. It always happens. I feel pretty good about this one, though. Feel pretty good. It's the last one. That's why. It's the last one.
God, this is so funny. Okay. So I was talking yesterday with Double A about the problem I think that Major League Baseball has.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest problem that Major League Baseball has, and the reason why everything is so chaotic, is because the contract situations are terrible.
Yeah.
And not just like the big contracts. I'm talking about from the moment they sign those godforsaken contracts, everything is terrible. So I'm going to break down essentially what happens when you get signed to Major League Baseball.
Okay.
When you get signed to Major League Baseball, you know this, I know this. Not everybody knows this. There is something called a signing bonus. Yeah. Now, the signing bonus is the money that they receive for their contract. It is not how much they like. It's not like how we say, oh, this person signed for $8.5 million, right? No, they sign a contract to get put on a Major League Baseball team, and they get a bonus. Now, the bonus could be like $100K, or it could be $4 million.
Yeah,
depending on where you get signed, depending on where you are, that bonus is your bonus. Now, what you decide to do with it is up to you. Some people splurge. Some people buy a car. Some people get a house for their parents. They buy nice clothes.
Yeah, they look good.
some people, buy a reliable car, like you say, and then, save their money.
Yeah.
This spending, by the way, this signing bonus has to last them almost the entire time that they're in the minor leagues. They don't get nothing else. Yeah. It's not like they get a signing bonus 1 year and a signing bonus next year. Nope. The entire time they're in minors, this is what they have to rely on.
That's it.
So they then proceed to move up each level, right? Level by level by level. They get their contract purchased by the major league team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they can go either way. They can go up and down, up and down, up and down, right?
Yep.
Contract still is what it is. Still got to live on that signing bonus, right? When they stop living off the signing bonus is when they become a fixture of the team, as in when you essentially stop purchasing their contracts from the minors, right?
Yeah.
Then you have this beautiful, lovely thing after that called arbitration, in which every single year, up until their free agent year, you get to negotiate how much money they get paid coming into the season.
And the cool thing about arbitration meetings, Autumn, is they're always super friendly. And it's just like it's a team sitting across from a player. And they just do nothing but just, it's nice compliments back and forth. Hey, man, you did a really good job. It's super great. It's not like that. It's not. They're so heated. I don't know if a lot of people realize how heated these meetings become. And you really have to go in there, and you go in there with representation, right? You have your agent, and then the team has their representation, whatever. It's not just like a general manager yelling at a player. That would be weird. But yeah, the meetings get super, super heated. I mean, they will literally highlight every single negative thing that you have ever done in your career. Sometimes doesn't even have to be on the field. In an attempt to prove that they shouldn't have to pay you X amount of dollars.
You are absolutely correct. Because arbitration could last for up to 5 seasons. I've seen arbitration go on for 5 years before for some players. And it just depends on when your contract gets purchased, right?
Yeah.
The sooner your contract gets purchased, the more arbitration you have to go through, right?
Yeah.
So then finally, after you're done with arbitration, you're not eligible for maybe a contract extension. Some players don't get that. So now you have to go into free agency. And by this time that you are now in free agency, how old do you think this player is?
The average age would probably be around 25, 26.
I would say push 20.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Right?
Well, and now, especially that it seems like MLB is going to go away from drafting high school players. They're trending away from that now. So yeah, I mean, you're going to be looking at 26, 27 years old.
All right. So now you're almost 30, right? You've given the best years of your life, your baseball playing career.
You're almost literally out of your physical prime at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Most of the time, you give it to the minor leagues. Then you get to the major leagues, and you have maybe a couple good years. Maybe. Very few have fantastic years. That's why Jose Ramirez is somewhat of an anomaly, that he's constantly able to put up these numbers year after year. Yeah. But you get to the point where you get to now your big contract, right? Mm-hmm. So now you have the chance, and then you get picked by a team. Like, so now you're also loyal, right? You're also loyal to your team, right? Yeah. And your team is a small market. So you're like, I want to be loyal. But here comes a bigger market saying, hey, I'm going to give you $100,000, not $100,000. I'm going to give you $100 million for 10 years. Right. You're going to take that $100 million for 10 years. So now you're 26 under a 10-year contract with a no trade clause, and you're past your prime. Yeah. And that's Major League Baseball's biggest problem. Right?
Yeah. And you decline every single year of that contract. Mm-hmm. And most teams don't care, because they get all of their return on that investment up front, and they make more money off of that contract in the first 3 to 4 years. It looks like a loss to fans, and it can be a loss on the field, but financially it's not. Financially, if they're going to give you that kind of money, it's because you're bringing people. You're either putting people in the seats, or you're putting people on the streaming services, or people are buying merchandise. You're creating money. They're not just giving out these huge contracts because they feel like, hey man, your struggle equals, we want you to be happy now. They're doing it because it's a return on their investment. And what's crazy is they're not, like I said, they're not doing it to take care of the player. It has nothing to do with the player individually. But what's so wild is that now you've got a set of fans that they see the 10-year, whatever, 240, 260, sometimes, $700 million contract. And that money can be deferred all the way down the line. If you're the Dodgers, you just defer it until, hey, whatever, right? Like, we'll pay the interest up front.
Or if you're the Mets, you can say, hey, either you get your money all up front, or then we can pay you in interest over the next 30 years. Yeah. You become the butt of a joke called Bobby Bonilla Day.
July 1st. Every year, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite holidays. It's Christmas, it's Bobby Bonilla Day, and then it's probably Thanksgiving because you get to eat a lot. But yeah, I think, this is a huge problem. It's been a problem, obviously, for years, over 30 years now in baseball. The Dodgers have $1.1 billion in deferred contracts right now, that they're not responsible to pay until later. And I know the Dodgers aren't going to fold, but I talked about this last night on Primetime. Eventually, a team like the Marlins is going to go, you know what? Let's put a squad together. Let's sign the craziest free agents. Let's defer all the money 10 years down the line. And in like 6 years, we'll just cease to operate. That's it. We'll just say that's it. We'll just cease to operate. We'll declare bankruptcy. MLB will take the team over. They won't be able to find ownership for the team because no one wants to come into a team with a bunch of deferred money coming down the pike. And they'll just shut down the Marlins, and that money will never go anywhere. It'll never be paid to anyone. Eventually, that's going to happen in Major League Baseball if they don't fix it. It's wild.
Yeah. So my fix is you got to fix the contracts. You got to fix the contracts. You got to fix the contracts, specifically starting in minor league baseball. Yeah. You cannot have the contract be signing bonus. You're under contract that entire time, and then you get to the majors, and you only really have 3 or 4 good years before you get a chance to even get a contract extension. Because I think a lot of people don't get that. Before you even get to like free agency, your team is most likely going to extend you, right? That's what happened with so many players, right? I'm trying to think of one. Machado. That's what happened with him in Baltimore. They extended him. Then they could no longer afford him, so they have to trade him. Yeah. They trade him to the Dodgers. The Dodgers have him for a couple seasons. Then he goes into an offseason and he gets paid $200 million for 12 years from the Padres because the Padres are like, we got money to blow. Let's do it. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're technically a bigger market. And you see these smaller market teams. And I'm a person that I hate when smaller market teams get like the shit end of the stick a little bit of being like, you won't spend money. But every time those smaller market teams do spend money, those contracts are like criticized. Marlins, for example. Remember when they signed Mark Burley? What was it? It was Mark Burley. It was 3 of them, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You remember the year that they signed those big 3 free agents?
Yeah. I don't remember exactly who, but yeah, I do.
It lasted half a season, and then they traded them all to Toronto because the Marlins could no longer afford their contracts. And Hanley Ramirez, that's who it was. Hanley Ramirez.
That's a good.
Yes. And there was a third player, or was it just Mark Burley and Hanley Ramirez?
I'm seeing Hanley Ramirez and Mark Burley. I don't know who.
No, it wasn't a third player. It was Ozzie Guillen as the manager. That's what it was.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And Miami came in and they had spent like $200 million that offseason, and they had a new ballpark, and they were like, we're going to go for it. And in half a season, they had to blow it all up because they weren't going to get a return investment on anything, right?
Brand new ballpark paid for with taxpayer money, by the way, like a $1.3 billion park that most of the funds came from taxpayers.
Yeah.
By the way.
So you have teams like that where, the Marlins are not going to try because the last time they tried, look at what happened to them. Yeah. Cleveland, the last time they tried, it was Nick Swisher, Michael Bourne, and Edwin Encarnacion, and most of those contracts just went kapoopy, right?
Yeah, Encarnacion was great. I'm not sure about Brohio. That didn't really work out that well.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a thing. But
the Pirates, they couldn't keep Andrew McCutchen or Garrett Cole. Like the smaller market teams, hell, the Athletics. How many times have the Athletics had great players, had to trade them, or had to let them go because they simply couldn't afford it, right? Yeah. So when you talked about the return investment, a Phillies can do that because the Phillies are in a bigger city. Mm-hmm. They make a lot more money. If you say, hey, here's this guy, Philly's going to go out there, they're going to buy tickets. Look, Bryce Harper is going to make money until he's old and decrepit, right? I don't understand why they signed him to a 13-year contract at 29.
13 years is excessive. I mean, he's always going to be a good hitter. He can, I mean, his the percentage, if you look up like his barrel percentage, is very good. He barrels the ball up very, very well. That translates. I mean, eventually your power is going to go away. You're going to be a gap-to-gap guy, and you're going to be a platoon player. But he's going to be making a lot of money to be a platoon guy. In the last 4 or 5 years of that contract, he's been very good. He's won the MVP. They've been to they've been to the playoffs. He's been instrumental in Philly, no doubt.
Haven't won a championship though. That's what they're brought there for.
Yeah, and I just feel like a lot of these contracts are they're way. I mean, you're overpaying, and I get it. It's entertainment, right? If a guy's going to put, butts in the seats or eyes on a stream or whatever, merchandise on people's backs, whatever it is, I understand that it becomes a good investment for a team. But on the field, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you're paying for guys. Albert Pujols did the same thing. He signed with the Angels and was a literal shell of himself within the first 145 games of that contract.
Literally.
I
can go down the name. Okay, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado, Albert Pujols, Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira.
Him twice, by the way. Yeah.
AJ Pettit, CC Sabathia.
Yeah.
Nick Swisher, Michael Bourne.
I will give Andy Pettit this. Andy Pettit was probably the most clutch starting pitcher of all time. I will give him that. I feel like he was well worth the money. But again, signing a pitcher is such a gamble because you might get, 7 to 10 years out of a pitcher, or you might get 7 to 10 starts. A couple $100 million and you're out of luck.
Barry Zito, Tim Hudson. I can go down the line of players who got these monster contracts. Remember when A-Rod got that monster contract from Texas and it was $100 million and everybody was like, whoa. Yeah. And then it took them 12 years for that contract to even look decent because the only team who could pick it up was the Yankees. And even then it was still a bad contract.
Yeah, I really didn't recover from that until the early 2000s. Mike Hampton was another guy. Huge contract from Colorado, ended up in Atlanta for a couple years, couldn't stay on the mound. Was just getting paid every year, in the 90s, whatever, early 2000s, just paid and making, 5 to 6 starts a year. And it wasn't because he wanted to be. I get it. He's injured. It's not his fault. But yeah, that's a lot of money just getting thrown out the window. I mean, ad nauseum. It happens over and over and over again.
I could name 2 more. Nolan Arenado and Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant, that's a little different situation. His body is literally failing him.
Yeah.
Joey Gallo. Like, there's so many people that I can name that by the time they were like 28, 29, got these big, huge contracts and have just all squandered this. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why am I bringing this up in terms of what's happened? The Dodgers have created such a hostile environment in Major League Baseball. I talked about this yesterday. It's specifically the Astros' fault. We already know why. But this Scooble thing is going to backfire bad. And I know certain people have been like, oh, well, other teams should have been able to, like, they should have won. That's not the principle. That's not the principle. It's not about other teams. It's about who did it, right?
Yeah. And as I understand it, I think the Brewers offered a bigger return than the Dodgers did. And I don't understand. I don't know if it was a serious offer, if it was just like rumored to be like, hey, these prospects or whatever. But it sounded like the Brewers had offered more to the Tigers, and the Tigers for some reason took the deal from the Dodgers, which, I mean, they got a couple of young studs, but I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm not sure.
It's one of those things where, and everybody's like, well, the Scooble thing, like, oh, it's going to eventually. The Dodgers cannot keep doing this. Like you said, they have almost $1 billion in deferred contracts.
They have over $1 billion, $1.1 billion literally deferred down the pike. I mean, to other, and it's various years. It's not all 1 year, but it's a huge check to have to come to. Something's going to have to happen here in 7 to 10 to 15 years. It's wild.
But this is the thing. The Dodgers at one point were paying Adrian Gonzalez. I forgot about Adrian Gonzalez. They were paying Carl Crawford. They were paying David Price is the Red Sox. Like they are literally, I think they're still paying most of those players from those mid 2000s, early 2010s contracts too. Like the Dodgers are known for this. So the fact that we as like Major League Baseball fans can see this happening again, and this is going to break things again. I'm like, they have to get this under control. They have to get this contract thing under control.
Yeah. And the Dodgers, it's frustrating because they're owned by basically an investment group, right? Mm-hmm. They took over in 2012, and it's been building toward this for quite some time. And you can see them, adding money here, adding this there, adding this whatever billionaire here, this baseball guy there, this businessman here. But it's mostly investors. I mean, they're owned by 49% investors right now. So liquid cash right there at their disposal, but they're still not paying it out. They're deferring it down the pike. And the biggest problem to me is like, baseball can't let a team like the Dodgers. And again, I don't blame the Dodgers because they're playing well within the rules of Major League Baseball. But I think this is why we're looking at a lockout. This is why we're looking at, probably not having a 2027 baseball season at all. And I get it. A lot of players are going to be very mad. Nobody wants a salary cap. No player wants to limit how much they can make. But we talked about this with Matt. You heard the interview. Every other major sport has some kind of limit. You have a salary cap. You have a salary floor.
Or a living tax.
Yeah, and there's an actual revenue sharing type program. Baseball's revenue sharing is it's
abysmal.
It's a joke. But with the Dodgers, like you said, you've got this lucky situation that the team is owned by investors that have a lot of just capital. There's a lot of resources there. There's a lot of liquid cash. There's a lot of assets. There's a lot of whatever. So they can just stockpile talent. I mean, the Dodgers have enough pitchers to probably. I mean, they could probably have 2 decent major league teams, to be honest with you. Just in the sense of having a decent starting rotation. They could run a second okay lineup. It could be like Dodgers 2, They could probably win 75, 80 games, to be honest with you. They could go through the MLB season. You put them in the right division, they could win the division. It can't continue to be like this. You can't have all these large market cities, and it's like 5 cities and 7 teams, right, that can stockpile all the talent. And every time there's a big free agent, who is it? It's the Cubs, it's the Mets, it's the Yankees, it's the Dodgers, it's the Red Sox,
Phillies.
Phillies to a certain extent. The Padres a little bit can get involved, and that's about it. I mean, you've got about 7 or 8 teams out of 30 that can really be involved in these high-priced free agents, and it can't continue to go on like this.
No, it really can't. And I'm really thinking about this, right? I know there are certain fans that are like, you don't want the players to get paid if you have a salary cap. No, that's not it, right? You can still get paid if you have a salary cap.
You make good money.
You can make really, really good money. Look at what's his face? He was on the Commanders, and then he went to the Patriots, and he was there for like less than half a season, but he got a crap ton of money. He was an offensive lineman.
I'm not sure I know who you're thinking about, to be honest with you.
I know who I'm talking about.
Anyway, we'll get to it.
Anyway, he was in the NFL. The NFL has one of the strictest salary caps out there. Mm-hmm. Salary floors. You can't go into the luxury tag. They literally had to create the draft slotting contracts because of how bad it got. Right. You see every year there are different teams that can be competitive. A market like Kansas City in Major League Baseball can't be competitive because they're considered a small market.
Yeah.
In NFL, they work.
Yeah.
A team like Oklahoma City in any other market wouldn't work, but they work in the NBA because there's a salary cap and there's revenue sharing and there's a floor. And I know people are like, oh, the players are not going to get paid. They're going to get paid.
They're going to get paid. And there's a central TV deal also in all these other leagues. In baseball, the teams are basically on their own. They're and obviously, if you live in a larger market, you can make a bigger TV deal. It's not fair to put all the responsibility on these teams and these cities that may or may not be in a large market. You can say what you want. The Cavs feel like a very large market team.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland is not a large market city. Look at the Guardians, right? The Guardians are unable to spend that kind of money. And I get it. The Dolans may have it. They may have, and I think people just think that the Dolans are taking, they're like bathing in $100 bills or whatever.
They think they're rolling in dough. Y'all, I've worked for the Cleveland sports teams. None of these teams are rolling in dough.
It's not cash, it's assets. Their money is all tied up in assets. It's is worth the stadium, the whatever, right?
Yeah, in fact, the opposite is happening. Most of these teams are losing more money every season than they are gaining. Why do you think sponsorships are a thing? Like, people think that sponsorships are just like, oh no, sponsorships are a thing because they can't actually cover 90% of the things that are happening.
Yeah, if it weren't, we wouldn't have things like Progressive Field and Key Bank State or whatever there is. It would still be Jacobs Field. It would still be Riverfront Stadium. It would be Candlestick Park. It would be these old names, but not, you have to take the money. You have to take the corporate money. You have to.
Look, we have a whole Dollar Dog Night that's sponsored by a meat packing company. Like sponsorships are what make us have revenue. The Dolans, unfortunately, everybody's like, the Dolans make so much money. No, they don't. No. They don't have a good TV contract because everybody, for some reason, bought into Bally's Fitness TV.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
They're not going to have big contracts again because, again, when they sold the rights from Sports Time Ohio to Fox Sports, that contract was Nick Swisher and Michael Bourne, right?
Yep.
Because, I just hate it when fans are like, oh, Major League Baseball, the players are not going to get paid. They're going to get their money.
They'll still get money. They just won't see. You won't see contracts that go, 14 years, $480 million.
Yeah. And why would you
that much money to play who needs that much money to play a child's game? Like that's life-changing money. But you know what also would be life-changing money? 5 years, $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Also life-changing. $20 million a year is life-changing money, especially if you make it in the right city with tax breaks, whatever. But we don't even have to think about that with LA. The taxes are so astronomically high, but the Dodgers have so much money, it doesn't matter. They can counteract that.
Yeah. Remember when Tristan Thompson got signed to that 4-year, $84 million contract, and everybody was like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah. But then he kind of lived up to that 4-year, $84 million contract, and it didn't look stupid because the Cavs were a competitive team, right? But because they're in the NBA, they had a decent revenue sharing, and you have Dan Gilbert who will go out there and spend money because he knows that there's a limit to what he can and can't spend. Major League Baseball doesn't have that.
No. And all the contracts, by the way, in Major League Baseball, fully guaranteed. It doesn't matter if you play one game, 1,000 games over the life of your contract. You sign a 13-year deal, you are getting paid for every single one of those years. You're getting 100% of that money. It doesn't matter if you play, like I said, 5 games, 105 games. Every single game, you're getting paid the same amount of money. There's no real, there's a little bit of contract insurance, but it's not really what you see in the NFL. Mm-hmm. The NFL has fostered an environment where every team, almost every team, because we know an orange and brown team that's really close to us that doesn't seem to be able to do this. Every team can become competitive very quickly. You can have a down year or two and you can recover in the draft and in free agency, and you can go out and make trades. And everyone's playing on the same level, right? It doesn't matter. Kansas City, Cleveland, LA, big cities, little city, whatever, rural areas, right? Green Bay is they're in the middle of nowhere. They're owned by their fans, and they can still put a competitive team on the field because the NFL has fostered that environment where you can actually there's parity. You can recover quickly unless you're the Browns. You can come back from down years. You can build a little mini dynasty and make a run at it. And everything might not go well. Your dynasty might be, 3 years of getting beat, just before you get to the conference championship game, but you can make a run and you can put something together and have a foreseeable look at what the future is going to be. Major League Baseball is not like that. It's try to acquire talent, acquire as much talent as you can, win now with it, win early. And then when their contract years come up, ship them off to LA or New York or Chicago. And that's it. It's done.
Yeah, that's literally what it is, and that can't keep happening because people are going to keep getting mad that a Tarek Skubal-like talent is going to go to LA or New York or Chicago or somewhere that can afford him eventually. But even then, what makes me even more mad, and this will be my last point before we have to go, is that these guys get shipped off to LA, New York, whatever, and then they don't even stay.
No.
They leave. So now you're really like causing a lot of like chaos, because remember, Juan Soto gets shipped from Washington to San Diego. From San Diego, he goes to New York. From New York, he goes to the other New York team and gets paid a buku amount of money. And it's like, well, why did we give up half of our farm system for him?
Right.
Skubal is probably not going to stay with the Dodgers. Like, that's just not going to happen. Machado goes from Baltimore to LA and then signs with San Diego. Baltimore's like what? It's like, what's the point? What's the point at that point?
There almost is no point. And like I said, you're trying to you're hoping that you can get enough prospects back for a guy like that. You know, when you're a smaller team, you can just to try to rebuild, right? You can't organically do it. It's really tough to do it through the draft because I mean, baseball it's baseball. You know, it's hard to project baseball talent out. It's a lot easier, I think. It's not easy at all in football. But it's easier in football to see how a guy is going to translate from college to the pros because the game is so similar. Baseball is just so nuanced, and there's, you know, people say there's levels to this. It's baseball is hard because you don't know what a guy really psychologically grinding through the minors for 5, 6, 7 years with very little money and very little resources and very little anything really can take its toll on you. And some guys can't make it through that. They have all the talent in the world, but they're never going to make it through that.
Is my last point before we go. Baseball is the only sport in which you have to relearn how to play it after you get drafted.
That's fair.
It is the only sport out of all major sports in this country that you get drafted and you have to relearn how to pitch.
Yeah.
And you have to relearn how to hit. No other sport does that.
That's fair.
All right, Chad. I was gonna give a good spiral and bad spiral, but I don't have anything good to say. I don't have anything bad to say. It is after midnight. Yes. It is after midnight. I know you guys are used to seeing AA, but tonight it's just me and Chad. AA will be back tomorrow, Chad, and I will also be back tomorrow because I think we'll be hosting together tomorrow again.
Yes.
I don't even know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. I'm probably going to be working off of like little to no sleep. And literally after we go, like, get off here, I'm going to go straight to sleep because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
No.
But any last thoughts, Chad?
No, you got to get to bed. I have no last thoughts. I hope we can fix baseball. I hope it, you know, if we're going to have a year without baseball, I just hope whatever that year looks like fixes it for 2028 and it comes back and people actually want to watch again, because that's something that I'm worried about too.
Yeah. And that's also a Major League Baseball problem, is that they're not making it watchable either.
No.
But thank you guys for watching. We will see you tomorrow with Chad and Eli on Inside Edge Primetime, and then you'll catch me at 11 with Chad, and then AA will do his wonderful show, The Midnight Run.
There you go.
Have a good night, everyone.